Boring businesses can be the best businesses, and my guest today on the podcast has got one of those. He's making £1,000 gross profit per van per engineer a day, and I think he could scale it up into a multi-million pound business. It's seriously profitable, but it's the excusitis in the business. There's all these other moving parts that are making noise around the core business that could be really profitable. I actually think it's such a good business, I wouldn't mind investing into it. So take a little listen. Hello campers, welcome back to the business broadcast, Morning Campers. Now, we have got someone that follows us on YouTube, JB, on the podcast channel. If you are watching this on YouTube, please make sure you subscribe on the channel. Just hit the subscribe button, like, and give us the comments, because JB and I do love the comments, because our wives don't talk to us, and so that's how we
get our conversation in
the evening.
Yeah, 100%.
Is through YouTube comments. So we do love your comments. So thank you very much. And John Buckley, 1533. From Down Under is usually the first person to comment.
He's the first one there, isn't he?
Because he listens in Australia, and so he gets them before anyone else.
So they come out at 7 p.m, so it must be 6 in the morning for him.
Yeah, and he always says, "Morning, campers."
Yeah.
And a good morning to you, sir, from Down Under. I can't wait. I hope this is probably the one episode he won't watch.
Yeah, exactly. this one in particular. But if you are, thank you. And genuinely, with the comments, there's been, when we first started doing this podcast, everyone was like, "What's Sinclair doing? Why has he done this? This makes no sense. Who's that weird shark-nosed idiot?"
I know what I'm doing. I knew they would warm to you.
Yeah, eventually.
I knew you were no nasty Nick from EastEnders back in the day.
Eventually, I'm like a smell you don't really like, but eventually you go nose blind to me.
Absolutely.
You don't realise that I'm there polluting the environment.
You're a wonderful human being, and that's why I like spending time with you.
Right.
That's enough niceness.
Yeah, should we get
on to Mark Sargent? Yes, sir.
We shall indeed. So how many times you could do that yes, sir joke, just so I'm aware?
No, that's it done.
That's it done. Okay, fine. So Mark Sargent runs the SAS Limited. Oh, actually, it doubles down. I wonder if there's a military connection here. I bet there is. The SASlimited.com. But I know what you're thinking. What do? Do they keep our shores safe from outside forces? No, but they will look after your washing machine for you, because they are an electrical engineering business. He's been going 21 long years. Estimated monthly revenue, 25 grand a month. Does he have team members? Yes. If so, how many? 1. Now, there's some challenges here.
Yeah.
And
talk to me, baby.
I feel
you had the pre-chat chat, because I was on the phone to my bank manager.
Yeah. I think that, is that a good call or a bad call? How have you come into this? What's the vibe as you're coming into this?
No,
good mood or bad mood?
No, I'm doing a big transaction at the moment, and so I like to keep them. I
love the fact you're just doing like a multi-million pound deal over the back, and you go, "Quick, right, let's do a podcast." Yeah.
Well, when I'm doing days like this with you today, if I don't just try and get a few minutes in between shows, it causes me big problems tomorrow.
Yeah,
because I just don't get everything done.
How many? So vibe in camp. How's the vibe in camp as you're coming into this conversation?
Well, we're doing a big transaction, which is very good news to me. But I'm not borrowing any money from the bank. But really, my bank manager is such a good friend of mine. He's like an advisor that I've got for free.
Nice.
And so I like to keep him abreast of what I'm up to.
So but you are in a good mood as you come into this conversation. I feel if you're having one of your grumpy days.
I'm working on something so spectacular at the moment that in the next 100 days, I'll reveal all on the podcast.
Is it going to be the next 100 days?
My clothes on, yeah.
Oh, is it?
I'm working on 2 or 3, 4 maybe good things. If I get them all over the line.
Really?
Yeah, if I get them all over the line. Some acquisitions in there. Exciting.
Oh, there you go.
I've got a very exciting meeting tomorrow.
What, more exciting than this? This day of recording? If I mute it, but you tell me,
no.
On YouTube can lip read it.
No. I think what we will do is I like leaving. The Americans call it Easter eggs.
Yeah.
So I watched Taylor Swift. I'm a big fan of Taylor and her business.
Became a billionaire last week.
Unbelievable. Well, we're careful talking about it, because Chuds gets the umph if we give Taylor Swift too much shout out.
It's Taylor and Michael Fracklewick, isn't it? Yes. Who basically own space in your head for free.
Yes. But Michael Fracklewick really does need the PR. He's provided this lovely shirt, which he slagged off earlier.
I didn't slag it off. I just thought it was nice that you'd stolen a collar from Willy Wonka. Come with me to Michael Fracklewick's lovely clothes shop.
Oh, he'll love that. But he really does need the promotion, because he's
Tay doesn't so much, does she? She's all right.
I mean, literally. Anyway, what was the point?
I'm not sure. You like Taylor Swift?
And what was the point?
There
was a very good entrepreneurial point there, and Can we go back and listen to a conversation and come back to us?
Rewind. I've got no idea. We're talking about washing machines, and then all of a sudden you talk about Tay-Tay again. Tay-Tay or Frackowitz. You're obsessed with the two things.
What was we talking about, Chuds? There was relevance to it. And
Easter eggs.
Easter eggs. Yes, well done. So I saw Taylor Swift in an interview, and she said, I leave Easter eggs on my albums for people to find. What was she bloody talking about? So I Googled. There was no Easter eggs. No. I mean, I looked on all of them, but actually it's little clues. And I've then heard other celebrities in America. It's part of American culture saying.
YouTubers do it, don't they? Big YouTubers will, leaving Easter eggs.
But it's not a British saying, is it? We do Easter egg hunts at Easter.
It's like cliffhangers.
In the last 20 years, everyone uses it.
All right, okay.
I do. Us old people. Don't worry about it.
I've never felt so middle-aged still. Chad's just giving us the
last 20 years. Yeah. You sad old men.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's wearing the sad old man shirt. He is the sad old man. Anyway, so the clues about Easter eggs.
Turn it around, did you?
So why is the Easter eggs important?
He really takes bullying about his clothing to heart, doesn't he? Because he always has to get like a little spiky response back in, doesn't he?
Why is the Easter eggs relevant to our conversation?
You were saying about the 100 days.
Oh, yes.
The 100 days.
Oh, God, I think I'm going to go and see someone about Alzheimer's and dementia.
First the glasses, then the brain.
We will leave little clues in the next 100 days. And then tomorrow I've got a big meeting. It's all coming back to me.
Jesus Christ. That's the longest
lead. It's all coming back to me now. What song's that?
Celine.
Celine
if it can smell like this. Old people reference again. Shout out to the Middle Ages amongst us.
That was a really good Celine Dion impression.
I'm full of talents. None of them useful. Absolutely none of them useful.
Me,
can we talk about washing machines now? For the love of God.
I've got a very big meeting tomorrow with a very big TV channel.
Oh, okay. I knew he was going to get to the point eventually. Can you, if you for those, let's leave an Easter egg for the podcasters. If you're not, obviously this ain't going to work because I'm going to hit the mute button, but if you're watching on YouTube, he's now going to mouth me the word of the show that he thinks he's going to be on.
No, I don't think I'm going to be.
I didn't do it. No, rubbish. There's no Easter eggs there.
It's just it's a good meeting. It's a step in the right direction to meet a good person, a major production company about potentially doing some stuff. It is the very early stages.
So who are you meeting? The production company?
An executive producer.
Oh, executive producer.
Hey, that's it. That's a little Easter egg. Maybe it happened in 365 days. We will remember this podcast and boom, it's happened.
And you'll already be like a TV celebrity. Can you imagine, Chudge? Can you imagine the ego on him when he's on the TV? Jesus Christ. Can I tell you the honest answer? James Sinclair just walked into the building, everybody.
I only want to do TV to help YouTube and the podcast.
Yeah, you do, to be fair. I read the other day, I was like, why are you doing this acquisition? You came in to make content?
No.
Wow. Sure.
No, but you came with me and met he was X Factor producer, Strictly Come Dance, good friend of mine, James.
I didn't come with you. I just turned up at a meeting and made myself comfortable where I was not welcome or wanted.
We were talking about making a TV show for business and entrepreneurship on TV, but you can get more views and more quality views on YouTube.
Yeah, you can.
But the facts are unbelievable, aren't they? We're talking about Celebrity Big Brother, because that was when it just came out and you had a client that was in Celebrity Big Brother. So
launch night at 3.7.
Before we go on to that, let's go back to Only Fools and Horses time. No, because I think this is relevant to see,
we just lost the whole of Gen Z have just switched off.
Well, no, but Only Fools and Horses at Christmas was a big thing, wasn't it? Right, back when we were kids, like everyone watched it. And that would get 22, 23 million views.
Probably more than that back in the day. Yeah. Huge.
So now, Big Brother, Celebrity Big Brother, on ITV, wasn't it that?
ITV, ITV1 main live primetime 9 o'clock.
Yeah. And that got how many views?
3.7 million on launch night. And dipped down by the end of the series, was doing 1.3. I think he was saying.
1.3 million.
It was still going on when we were talking to him, actually. So it was still ongongoing. So
what do you reckon it costs to make an episode of Celebrity Big Brother? Then what did they make?
Oh my God.
50 episodes over? Or was it?
They do it daily for 3 weeks. There's 21 episodes.
21 episodes.
21 episodes, and they're probably doing like offshoots. So there's 50 long form bits of content because they're probably doing like an extras show and all the rest of it. It's probably costing, it's going to be $100,000 an episode, isn't it?
I think you are more. Way out.
What?
Way out.
What, less?
Way more.
Way more. Aggregated across
a colossal amount more.
You reckon?
Yeah. Chuds, what did it, JB was saying, it was like 700 grand, wasn't it, for an episode on... I want to get
Mind you, the Big Brother house. Yeah, the Big Brother house, the lot.
200 for an episode.
What, for Celebrity Big Brother? No, I'm putting it
So
out.
I reckon there's 10 million quid's worth of cost in that season.
I reckon Celebrity Big Brother cost them at least £20 million to make. How much do they pay Shazza Osborne to be on that show?
She was on £500,000, wasn't she, for 5 days.
And then all the others?
Yeah, no, you might be right, actually. Yeah, it might be 20, 30 odd million quid for a series, actually, think about it.
Yeah. That's just, I can't see how TV makes sense. But then in the same breadth, I think if you're on TV, you get authority.
Oh, yeah. And if you know how to maximise, look at like what Stacey Solomon's done. I know she's a fellow Essex chick, isn't she?
Yeah.
What she has done is nothing short of exceptional.
Yeah.
She's a good singer, went on X Factor, middle of the road sort of results off the back of it. And some people, don't get me wrong, you get like a One Direction, a little mix, but there's also like how many...
Should be in the top 10
has-beens.
Successful people for
100%.
talent shows.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah.
Like all of them.
But has known very cleverly how to maximise the opportunity afterwards. So she leveraged the attention, played the game. Like there's another fella, I think he lives in Essex as well, Jake Quickenden. So he was on X Factor and then he did like Dancing on Ice and then he's like now on tour. He's got a couple of million followers on Insta and he's doing like, ad campaigns which are probably, like 10 grand a post or whatever with very little cost and overhead to himself. He has a really nice looking life off the back of that. But then equally you've got people like the year I did X Factor, it was Rudian and he was gone within...
Yeah.
But then, he did...
it's not even a joke. He did do X Factor.
Yeah, I did do X Factor and I was,
And now he's doing podcasts with me.
There you go. My highlight prior to doing James Sinclair's podcast was saying Uptown Girl to Fern Cotton in a tree. So there you go. Where did it all go wrong?
But the point is that, yes, we want to do TV to give us new eyeballs, because I think people see you on TV, they want to then go and find you on YouTube, and it has worked like a dream for Stephen Bartlett.
How is your ego going to handle if you're there, the X Factor people are there, they're going, look, we love it, but to be honest, it's a double act thing. It needs a business hand and deck. Can you get the real talent on board as well?
Yeah.
So if we do it as a
I think you'll be good.
There's a shirt comment coming. No. There's a shirt. I saw your eyes move. There's online bullying coming, guys. Finish that sentence, James Sinclair. Go on.
Well, I think if we got a show, say on BBC or ITV, they all have wardrobe departments and they will help you out.
Oh, it's good.
Right, let's talk about our guest today.
Can we finally talk about washing machines? Poor
Mark
Mark
Sargent.
He turned up 20 minutes early and we've left him
Sorry,
hanging for
Mark.
20 minutes and we talked nonsense for 15.
Doing 25 grand a month. He's got one team member. What's his 3 challenges, JJ?
Challenge number 1, recruitment, as they are a bit niche. So these are electrical engineers specifically for white goods, I believe.
Yeah.
So that's challenge number 1. Challenge 2, scaling for more engineers and electricians. Challenge number 3, making time to juggle home and work. Now, Mark told me in the pre-chat chat that he's been running this company for about 21 years now. At the time when he started, 21 years ago, he also at the same time simultaneously took out a big mortgage. And that, for whatever reason, which I didn't really get to the bottom of, has stifled his ability to grow because he can't find good people. So he is in a space
What do you mean?
down...
He took a big mortgage to live?
Yeah, so he needs... So he's basically got a high overhead of cost of living, is what I translated
business
that to
then,
be.
isn't it?
But
Simple.
apparently he can't find the right engineers who can fulfill the demand.
Yeah, but then look at this. What does the business look like when it's finished? What does he want, JB?
He wants it to look like, I didn't get that far, Pimlico Plumbing, but without Charlie's amazing hair. And it is amazing hair.
Yeah, Charlie Mullins, who was the founder and now sole Pimlico Plumbers. For those of you that don't know, he looks a little bit like Rod Stewart, doesn't he?
He does.
I've met him a good couple of times.
You did some YouTube videos with
There
him,
is a
didn't you?
YouTube video here on the depths of my main channel.
Oh, is there?
Where I spent a day with Charlie Mullins. We made that 6 years ago.
You spent a day with him?
Yeah,
What,
yeah.
in Pimlico Plumbing?
Yeah, we did, yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool, isn't it?
Yeah, and we went round and interviewed him and got how he ran his business.
Good entrepreneur, good operator, or just a great marketeer?
Very good marketeer.
Yeah.
Makes things happen. I did one of the things that I remember, I don't know if Chuds can remember that so much from that day. I asked him how big the business was, and he picked up the phone and rang his finance director and said, "What are we doing in revenue now?" I can always remember that.
Really?
Did we get that bit on camera, Chuds? Maybe not. Yeah, but he's a man that makes things happen.
Yeah.
Says his mind, doesn't care what anyone thinks of him.
Yeah.
And is very hot on standards.
Yes.
And had
Never
an
see
amazing ability to put good people around him.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Never see a dirty Pimlico
Oh,
Plumbers
my
van, do you?
God.
And they've always got a funny license plate, haven't they?
Yeah.
It says on call, like they're an emergency service.
And I think he sold it and he got 140 million.
Yeah, that's right.
Plumber done good.
He definitely done good. Do you make the profit that you want to? If so, what is it? He said, I'd like to make more profits. Not sure what profit percentage is. We pay all the bills and wages on time and in full, but don't seem to have much left to reinvest. What do you do day to day in the business? All electrical and appliance repairs, 10 to 14 bookings per day. Bloody hell. Because I was asking him, like, so you do 25,000 quid's worth of repairs a month by yourself? And he went, yes. Now it all makes sense because he's doing 10 to 14 per day. So they've got a good marketing machine bringing those leads in, haven't they? Invoicing, debt chasing, parts ordering, marketing, all booking apart from the phone bookings. So he is chief cook, bottle wash, everything in this business. He needs some people around him, doesn't he? That's what he needs.
Hey gang, we're going back to the pod in just a moment, but I wanted to tell you about Entrepreneurs University. This is a platform that I've created for entrepreneurs and business owners that are serious about growth. There's 100 video lessons from me on everything in business, raising finance, buying companies, property investment, and everything in between. Attached to each video is a downloadable PDF that goes into more detail about what we've learned in the video. It goes one step further than that because I've also put stuff that you won't get anywhere else onto Entrepreneurs University. The lessons go into way more detail, but not just that. You're going to get my business plans, my spreadsheets, and all the files that I use to drive the KPIs in my business. Just think about how powerful that could be for your business. And here's the good news. You can try Entrepreneurs University for free. 14-day free trial. After that, it will cost you just $49.99 a month. That's less than a pair of Nikes to grow the profitability in your business. There's a link in the video description, and I cannot wait to see you in Entrepreneurs University.
Should we dive straight into it?
Let's dive straight
into it. But an hour later than he turned up. Sorry, Mark. Mark, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, thank God for that. There was a bit of a gap then, Mark. And I thought, after all that, we've wasted an hour of your time. Yeah, and he's just having a little snooze. Give us I've obviously talked to, sort of given the summary that you and I had in the pre-chat, but to tell our listener, if you may, sort of a quick summary of the business as it is right now. Give us the sort of the 60-second upsell on you and the company, mate.
Okay, solely. I'm a qualified electrician. I also was trained, firstly, as an appliance engineer. So we do washing machines, dishwashers, fridges, freezers, cookers, ovens, all the domestic appliances you rely on. But we also do electrical work as well. Now, obviously, it's only me at the moment, and I've employed people in the past. But the idea is to take on bigger jobs, scale the business with more engineers and electricians.
Just so I understand, so you're 14 jobs a day. One man can do 14 jobs a day.
Yes.
So someone picks up the phone. I've got a broken dishwasher. They call you. You go in, sort the dishwasher, and you charge them what? On average,
£100 plus VAT, standard call charge.
What if you can't fix it? They still have to pay the £100.
Yes.
And what additional costs would there be if you have to do like a repair? Do you charge more for a repair as well?
No. Most of the time, that covers the entire repair, plus parts.
Do you charge them for the parts on top?
Yes, and VAT.
Right. So, and what percentage rate do you have of repairing the machine?
I would say we're probably 70%, maybe 80%.
That's good. And so if you can't repair it and you charge them the £100, do they get the ump?
Occasionally, yes, but the problem is that you have to do, like anything repair-wise, you have to do a fair amount of diagnosis and dismantling to be able to find out where you're going with things. There's a lot I can do just through experience, but there's also a chunk of it you have to dismantle. So it's time involved. And also, I go to the property. Nobody brings the machines to me.
No. I like this. So you got 14 people. So you can do £1,400 a day with one man in a van.
Roughly, yeah.
So say you've got labour, fuel. Could you? I mean, so that's like £1,000 profit per day, isn't it, per vehicle? If you can get roughly, enough leads.
Yeah, roughly. I do a lot per day, and it's one of those things that I put in the hours.
But are you getting enough leads coming in that you can't do all the jobs?
I find that, to be fair, I'm spread too thin. I do a small amount of marketing, but I can't warrant the time because it means my hands are off the tools. So I end up with having to do small bits of marketing along the way.
Yeah, but
you also mentioned, maybe this is useful for the context of the conversation. So Mark has also got two big housing association contracts. So a lot of work is via councils effectively. So there would be his one-stop shop to fix all that stuff.
Right. Just trying to
You're
understand.
flummoxed here, James Sinclair.
Yeah. I'm just trying. So how are you so if someone rings up today, if you're out on jobs, who's taking all the bookings and booking them in?
Now, you see, that is my I'm afraid my small snippet of knowledge that I've creamed from you. I took on a PA, which now she organises the, she takes all the calls, she books all the jobs. I still, because it's only, to be fair, only a few months ago I did that. I will then be moving across the invoicing, the accounting, and the quotations and everything.
Right. So then that means you don't have to worry about it. So she just says, you're going here, you're going there, boom, boom, boom. Yeah. She plans the diet.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems pretty obvious to me what I would do if this was my business and I was making that sort of money. I would be employing someone as your shadow for 60 days. They come to work with you and then you put them out on the road on their own. I mean, it would cost you a salary for 2 months, but then after that, you got your PA just booking more and more. And then you put some Google ads and Facebook ads in a very tight area within an hour. So they'll become a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
And then
like I say,
sorry. Then I would send your newly trained 60-day recruit person on all the council jobs, and then you do all the
privates.
Yeah, just because that's more regular, and then you try and get it so you're doing 28 a day. I mean, it's a closed case, isn't it? I mean, that's how you grow this business.
But the idea is that what I'm doing at the moment, I'm trying to kind of scale things. I know it sounds silly, but I'm trying to scale things for myself. So the PA will be running an office management program, so then she can organize my jobs, and then hopefully when I take somebody on, then they will be able to then just mirror what I'm doing. The hardest thing with my job is that it is so specialist as far as the appliances.
That's why they've got to work with you for 60 days. So they're going to sit next to you in the van, but after 60 days, they will pick it up, and then, they will, if you choose someone that's sort of mechanical and engineering, maybe if you can find someone that just knows how to do it, then great. But they'll watch how you talk to customers, they'll watch how you clear up after yourself, how you load the van. I mean, the investment, you'll get such a return on it. And then also your PA person, what I would absolutely is you got to get some software in this business, there'll be booking engine stuff that will just take away all of this. And you'd say, yeah, we're in this area today. There'll be so many, and they'll be cheap as chips, because there'll be loads of this stuff out there that exists already. And then the PA lady runs all that. And then also, PA people be able to book in repairs on your website, so they don't have to call your PA. They go, yeah, I'd like to book in this area tomorrow. Even them, like all the bouncy castle companies that do event hire and prop hire stuff, they have all of these systems embedded now. No one even picks up the phone. They go, yeah, I'd book that in for 10 o'clock tomorrow, and you have like a calendarly, thing on steroids.
That's right, yeah.
Well, that's how, I like this business. Yeah. I really like this business.
We also have a different side of it, which is also something I'm trying to cultivate at the moment. I don't know whether you believe in this idea of vertical integration, but it's one of those things that what I'm doing at the moment is I'm trying to sort out a spares business, because one of the other sides of my job is I don't get repairs because of the cost of spares. If I can supply those spares at better prices, I can then obviously get more repairs. And it's just making sure that the margins are still correct on those spares for me to then sell them at the right price and obviously then complete the repair.
Yeah, I wouldn't want. So is this selling to other people that do what you do?
No. Mainly for my customers, because I will get oven door smashed. Oven door glass is roughly about £120. Now, my problem is I can't justify to a lot of people that £120 plus me fitting it is worth a repair.
Yeah, you just buy a new oven.
Because of replacement value. But if I could source those parts for, say, if I could retail those parts at between 40 and 60, suddenly I'd be a much more competitive price for the repair.
What, and do you know where you can get them for 40 to 60?
Well, this is the other side of my business. This is the part that I'm doing at the moment. I have somebody who's coming on in about 7 or 8 days to dismantle machines. So the idea would be is then I would be getting all the spares at potentially at nudging on just the dismantling cost to be able to then supply them to my clients.
I think there's some of that. Yeah, if you think it works, do it. But what would excite me and what would make someone want to buy your business if you could scale it up is if you're doing 100 repairs a day, £100 a visit, and it's all automated. It's a love, want and need business. Yep. People love their appliances. They want their appliances, and they would definitely fall into the need category. There will always be an abundance of people that need it. If you can build it up to 10 engineers and they're all making £1,000 of gross profit a day, if you're bringing in 1,400 quid, say 400 is fuel and labour and a bit of office, and you spend £100 a day per
local Google ads
per engineer on ad spend, so that you're building up SEO but plus paid for adverts. What a brilliant business. This is the sort of thing that these are the businesses, bloody boring but bloody brilliant. That is
thank you.
And I mean that with affection. I love this sort of business. The spares thing, you're going to end up with loads of parts, end up having a warehouse. You're going to have an inventory system. It'll take a lot of time. And
the idea
people don't want to buy a spare. They want to pay for the solution to the problem, don't they?
The
realistically,
idea with spares is to have them when the person is taking them off of the appliances, to put them online on an eBay site and then also onto our website, so then they can be sold, they can be then retailed on our website, and then also they are then accessible for all the engineers.
And I get that, and that's great, but you're going to need a lot of space, because you'll end up having a lot of stuff, and you make sure it's all taken a picture of. Let's say we break down an oven and we take off the glass, we're going to put it on eBay, pay someone to put it on eBay, clean it,
take a photo, description. You're doing this at the moment, aren't you? You've got somebody, you're outsourcing that to other places, aren't you?
Yeah, but we're doing it because we're selling 10,000 of the repeat item. So you've got to say, it's got a bit of a damage here. You're going to have some of it get lost, and you're going to refund it. I'm not saying that you shouldn't do it, but what I would be more inclined to do is say, I'll have another engineer that's making £1,000 a day on repeat. And all of this I get why you want to do it, and I see some, but there is a reason why it hasn't been done by one of the big boys, is because actually at the end of the day is a new door is 120 quid, second-hand one is 60 quid, but a lot of work goes into unscrewing and putting all the stuff together. And that's why sometimes it's just easier to buy new, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's why that industry isn't huge probably. But having 10 engineers that make 10 grand a day gross profit, if you could get up to that, that is highly attractive for someone to want to buy off of you.
Yeah. I also, obviously, because of my electrical side, I also, like I say, I'd like to employ electricians as well to be able to come into the business. So then I can use those as far as the electrical work that I get in, because getting my toe in the door for washing machines and ovens and things like that, I get asked every single day, probably 5 times a day. Oh, you're an electrician as well. Can you do this? Can you quote me for this? Can you quote me for that? On the heating side of it, plumbing and heating as well, I get a lot of requests as far as that.
Yeah, but do you know?
And I was saying,
let me just stop you there. Yes, and I get at the moment you grab all that turnover, but there's a lot more work. You got to do a quote. You compete, but someone's got a washing machine and it's down. They want it repaired. They're paying you 100 quid. You're there for half an hour, and then you're on to the next one. Oh, it's just a beautiful business, like doing commoditized, electrical work that lots of people do is difficult to turn into a commercially profitable enterprise that works without you in it. That is on the tools. That's a new job, new spec, new everything each time. Whereas the 14 repairs a day, if you can scale that up, that to me is just a beautiful business. And sometimes,
to be fair, it's nice to hear you say that. So the next thing I need to do then is,
but the if is the bit here, by the way. If you can scale it up, and hopefully you're not getting in the way of, someone says, oh, can you rewire my house? And you go, yeah, okay, I'll do that for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 grand, whatever the bloody thing is. But every house is different, isn't it? But you see a Miele washing machine, you can probably look at it and go, right, it'll be one of these 10 things. Boom, boom, boom.
You've got them in the van, you can repair it on site.
Done.
Yeah.
And then the next one.
Yeah,
and
I agree completely.
And if you can, what if you employ an electrician, 32 to 45 grand, and then you train them up on how to repair washing machines, but they're qualified electricians, 3 or 4 of them out. I mean, what a wonderful business this could be. Wonderful.
Yeah. So, yes.
I mean, what can go wrong? This is the thing as well. Say you're on holiday, you go, nice holiday out to Mexico, the Caribbean, you're with the missus and you've got 3 or 4 engineers on the road and they muck up a washing machine. The worst is, okay, we'll give you 100 quid back, or we give you 300 quid back, whatever it is. You're doing a rewire and they don't know how to do it. Oh, we've come across this. There's this problem here. We've burst a pipe. All these things, because there's nothing that's repeating. It's like you're running a Greg's bakery, it's the same donuts going out each day. It's the same egg mayonnaise. It's the same cappuccino. We're just repeating a system and a process. And that's why you don't get big companies doing residential electrical stuff, because it's very, very hard to scale that.
Yeah.
But British Gas will go do the maintenance of boilers.
Absolutely.
Because there's 5 things. To your point, actually, I had a phone call this morning from someone who listens to your content, Jim, and they said, oh, I'm really enjoying the new podcast, blah, blah. We've actually taken some advice from James recently, inadvertently. He didn't know about it. And it was like the riches and niches thing that you always bang on about. I was like, all right. So they are a Google PPC advertising agency. So obviously, if you've got the ability to run Google ads, you can go get a client for anything. You could be a general Google PPC house. You can do everything Google PPC. They have niched down into self-storage and have just landed 50 self-storage companies, all in that same space, all in the same vertical, and they are absolutely smashing it. The results are through the roof. The clients love them. The work's easy.
Are they giving us a check?
Not yet, but they will do. I reckon they'll have 10 front row seats for a business broadcast live, but she's gone down, and in a sector where it'd be so easy to be a broad, it'd be so easy to be a generalist, but she's gone super specialist, and I think that's potentially what you've got here, Mark. That there's lots and lots of one-man band, electricians but there's not lots of one-man band electrical appliance repair people for a reason. And I think you could really take and own this niche.
Do you know, can I just say something? I've probably used someone like you 3 or 4 times, 5 times in the last 10 years. Something's gone wrong.
I've used them dozens when we used to manage houses. Dozens.
Loads. Oh, probably more. I don't even know who does that for us in our portfolio of properties. Tracy would look after that. But
she phones the same person every time.
Probably, yeah. And what I'm trying to get at here is, I don't realise maybe the electricians that work for us probably could repair them. And no, but you go straight to Google, dishwasher repair, washing machine repair, enter town that the problem is in,
and it's about how fast they can come and fix it. It's not even the price. So the guy who came and did, so I used to look after a property, we used to have like a little property management company. We had 21 houses. We'd have something that go wrong every week, every 2 weeks, because you've got lots of people living in these houses and you've got tumble dryers and blah, blah, blah. And the same guy from this one little shop out in Catford used to come.
Always talk about one of these guys.
Yeah,
you said about on a previous podcast.
Brilliant. Oh no, that was Jim the drain guy. Jim the drain. There's
Jim
another
the
fellow,
drain.
and he used to come out, and he would literally be. I didn't even question the price.
Yeah.
After he came out and did the first one, what's your availability? I can come and fix it today. We've got 6 people living in the house. There's 2 dishwashers. One of them ain't working. We need it fixed today. Can you come and do it? Yes, I can. Then that was the go-to person for it forever thereafter.
I mean, I love this business. This is the sort of business that, I'd invest in if it was scalable.
Oh, here you go, Mark. This is taking a turn. This is taking a turn.
I wouldn't be interested. No. I mean, I wouldn't, all of the doing electrical work and central heating, that does not interest me because I think it's just very different. And I think that should be in the owner managed territory, the man and the van. It's that sort of business. But I mean, you could build a network across the country with this. It's about training the people and whether you will sacrifice having someone shadow you for 2 months to learn most of it.
Oh, crikey, that's no hassle, is it, really? The thing that we try to pride ourselves on is the standard of work. I mean, I will pander nearly to anything that people request, really, because I realise that I'm not going to say it's more of an experience, but so many tradesmen in my business are horrific at looking after the general public.
Well, that's why they need to be trained with you for 60 days. That's what, not just about the repairs. They'll see how you talk to customers, how you care and how you load the van. I said that earlier. That was my operas miranda on that bit.
And it could be as simple as they turn up in nice, clean uniform. They, especially if you're working with like local housing association, they've got ID, they've got the proof that they're there to do the job.
I think the bloke that's on your website, a lot of women would like him to come round and.
Yeah, I don't think it's that guy that's turning up. To be fair, I think
I'm sorry. It's
more like an adult movie star.
I know. It's like a different promotion.
He's servicing something, that's for sure. But realistically, I think you could. This is the other thing. You can't. Sometimes when you're in the space, you can't see the wood for the trees. I don't think people care that as much as you think that they do about that stuff.
No.
The guy who used to come and fix
what
the
they care
stuff
about is who can fix my washing machine
as fast
so
as
I can
possible.
Then all of that other stuff, the back of mind thinking stuff. If you look great, you're smart.
That's Pimlico.
That's Pimlico. Yeah. Which will help you long term, but short term, people want the thing repaired.
Yeah,
and you do both. You get there quick. You look after them. You charge a fair price.
It doesn't say anywhere on your website that you're a provider to a local housing association. It doesn't give me any like and trust. It doesn't. It's.
No, there should be a headline. Is your appliance broken? We can fix it quick. Something like that. Yeah, because if you're in a rush.
To be fair, with doing the amount of jobs I do at the moment on my own, I haven't had time to do anything like that. So
but you shouldn't. You should give that to a web design agency.
Yeah,
that's what you should be doing. With that.
I have to be honest. Like I say, I don't get a chance to chase them. We also, along with obviously my normal job, me and my wife are foster carers as well. So we end up with mayhem at home as soon as I get home.
Yeah, I get
amazing.
That.
Even more reason to have a team around you.
Yeah,
because you can't be out doing 14 jobs a day.
I mean, clearing £1,000 a day
It's good though, that.
I mean, once you walk away, you're done. Whereas you don't get that with central heating.
No.
Like they ring you back 3 weeks later. Oh, something's not quite working. You know,
What's that, $5,000 a week?
Or
Work
middle of the night.
40 weeks of the year. It's $200,000 a year, that. If you can do that per van, and you're paying someone, a really good electrical engineer, well, they're going to earn 40, 50 grand top end,
even if you
top
pay them
end.
60 grand a year to keep them with the bonus based on uniforms and customer service.
Amazing.
Great business. I like it a lot.
Superb. Thank
Right,
you
let's
very
do
much.
questions, JB. If there's, as we trundle through this podcast.
Yeah, let's answer some of those questions. So there was the opportunity to ask a few questions, and the one that you submitted was: does James think that video content would be a good way of selling spares and pulling people to our spares site? I think we've covered that one, as we've said that's probably not the main business.
Yeah.
What should be my first steps to progress from here? Oh, sorry, there's a bunch of questions. They're all just bunched together on my screen. Sorry. Should be right? This is going to be a good one. What should be my first steps to progress from here? So, Jim, put yourself in the seat of Mark for a moment. You've had this conversation. You've had a light bulb moment. What do you do next?
If I had the cash flow, and I think you have, I would be employing someone to be an engineer on the road to follow you around for 30, 45, 60 days to see exactly how you do it. So it's going to cost you a bit of money because you...
2 months salary?
2 months salary.
Yep.
Then you put them on the road, give them so that you gain yourself an extra 2.5 hours a day, which you will use then to grow your business on customer acquisition, Facebook ads, Google ads, implementing a software system so people can book wherever they are in the world for the areas that you operate in remotely. Because a lot of young people don't want to pick up the phone. That's another big thing I've learned.
I agree.
And if they've got a problem and they've, got in from work late shift, they want to get it sorted out at 11 o'clock at night, you're missing out on all that stuff. And if someone else has got the capabilities to be able to do that, then you're missing out. So they're the first things. And that software, I reckon it'll cost you 20 quid a month, 30 quid a month, and it'll be out there.
It'll book the job, it'll do the invoice, it'll do the billing. I bet, it'll definitely be.
Take the money.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll have it all. It'll be amazing. And these things are getting, software is so cheap now, compared to what even just 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And there will be it will just be there.
Even slow bootstrapping.
A window cleaning software that just books in.
Books around,
whatever it is, I mean, we can't recommend anything because we're not in this space, but, an hour on Google will find it, won't it?
And if you bootstrap this, and if you went really conservatively, you could have 2 or 3 guys out on jobs by the end of this year, and that's turn you an extra 100 grand per year per van.
Yeah,
that's it.
This sort of thing. If you came to me and said, "I've got an electrical contracting business," I would not be interested. But if you came to me with this business, I'd like to scale this up to 10 engineers. That sort of thing. I'll put 100 grand into this and take some shares and help grow this.
Yeah.
This stuff really, I think, is a really good model. I wouldn't be confusing it with all them other bits. Just grow the engineers, get 10 engineers in the bag. Then I would say, right, let's look at the parts business. Because now we've got 10 engineers, it actually starts to make sense because we're just feeding our own business rather than
proper vertical integration.
Yeah. Also, I thought you were the best chaps to ask because I would also like to obviously get a premises to be able to run it from, mainly for, to store stock, to also have as a base for the engineers, everything like that. I don't have the horrific mortgage that I used to have anymore. So I'd like to kind of finance some money out of the house. Do you have people you recommend for that?
Yeah, why do you need to buy a premises at this stage, though, for, effectively at the moment, a one man and his van? If you get up to the 3, 4, 5 and you actually get that over the line, then start confusing your brain with all that stuff. I feel, and you're listening, I know you're talking to a man that loves property and I believe in all what you're saying here, but I just don't think you need the noise yet. What I'd like you to do is get that first stage done, then come back on in a year's time, and we will prioritise to let you on in a year's time, and then I'll tell you exactly how to do that bit. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Once you've got 3 vans, once you got 3 vans,
Need a little yard, need somewhere to park.
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah.
Oh, this has been good, this one, hasn't it?
Yeah, I love this. You've got a really good business here. It just needs scaling, and it's good. If you're doing what you say you're doing, it's just affordable for everyone. Everyone
love, want, and need.
Yeah, it's love, want, and need.
Yeah.
It's predictable.
A little bit of money for a lot of people a lot of the time.
Yeah, it is exactly.
Ticks a load of your boxes, doesn't it?
Yeah, no more than. But you did say 50% of your business is coming from the local authority. I mean, I would be looking, getting more.
Small amounts of money, I see.
Yeah, but I've been looking to get other local authorities. So whereabouts are you based?
Yeah.
Where are you based?
Down in Dorset, near Ringwood or Bournemouth area.
Yeah, so I would then go to the next local authority and say, look, we're doing this for Dorset, whatever the big town is near you. Is it Portsmouth? I don't really know.
Bournemouth, Southampton.
Yes, I'd go to
Southampton.
I'd go to Southampton and say, look, we're doing this for Dorset. There's a glowing testimonial from us on them, and then you put your engineer around there and that.
Also,
God,
you look at the Google Maps here, Ringwood. What have you not got? Lots of chimney pots. Imagine how many jobs you could do in a day if you're in Southampton or you're in like a more of a built up area. There's no travel time.
I have to say, it's frustratingly good. This is the sort of business that really gets me going, Mark. I really hope that you go and smash it out of the park.
Like I say, I'm so pleased that you have that attitude to it. I've always seen the potential of it, but as I say,
but you're the problem.
Right.
I mean, I don't mean
excuses over the year.
Yeah. You're the. If this was my business, I'd be forcing myself into every local authority within an hour's drive time of me.
Great advice what you said as well. Get rid of the idea of the spares stuff for the time being. Get rid of this. You don't need to buy a commercial property. No. Get 3 or 4 guys in vans. Increase the turnover.
Less noise.
Less noise.
Yeah.
And more direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's coming from a guy that loves all the other stuff, by the way. But you just get the core business going first and then look to go elsewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Oh, will you come back on in 6 months' time and let us know?
6 months.
I tell you what, I'd love to.
Year.
I'd love to.
Yeah, we want a year.
Yep.
Because it's not enough time for him to.
You don't know what he's capable of.
Well, I hope
you
so.
do not know. Do not put your small-minded thinking, Sinclair, on Mark.
I've been doing this podcast.
Mark the machine master.
300 episodes before you turned up in your shirt.
Oh, here we go.
Right. 300 episodes. And when we've had people on within 6 months, that's not very good.
Okay.
They need a year to get stuff done.
Fine.
I've booked in for your podcast in June.
No, you're coming to see us live, are you, baby?
Yeah, I'm going to come and see you. Come and see
What shirt are you going to wear,
It'll be
JB?
interesting.
Same
I love
one.
it.
Good stuff. We love to have you there, and I look forward to seeing you
also,
live in London.
I booked for the business masterclass as well.
Oh, look at you! Look.
I've done the whole thing.
Yeah, he's in. He's in, but that's in September again in London.
Like I say, it's time I made an effort.
Thanks, mate. I really appreciate it. It's good business, this, and I hope that listeners have learned some stuff from it. You know, the boring businesses are sometimes the best businesses.
God, aren't they just? Yeah. Fantastic. Yeah. Where, if someone is listening in Ringwood right now, they go, oh, my bloody washing machine, I can't believe it. Where can they go to find out more information?
Well, they go to info@thesaslimited.com or phone me or my PA on 07968 213 190.
I thought I was doing American infomercials here. Call now and speak to Mark. Fantastic.
Thanks,
awesome
Mark.
stuff. Thank you for being on the podcast.
Pleasure.
Cheers, mate. Awesome stuff.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you, my friend. Wow, there you go.
Love conversations like that.
What a great business that is.
Really
good advice from you as well there, Jimbo Sinclair. Not this, not always
because of the noise thing.
Yeah. That's it. It's a really good summary of there's too much, like everything else that's not putting people in vans is a distraction right now, isn't it?
Yeah.
The spares bit, like you said, like by the time you've taken the thing apart, cleaned it up, taken the photos, done the description, put it onto, you might buy a machine for a tenner and break it down to its composite parts. It's made you £100, but how much time has that lost you? If you do 14 jobs in a day?
Yeah, so if he's in a quite low population area, well,
yes.
Not mega low, is it? But I mean, it's not bloody the Shetland Islands, is it? But
no, but it's like in the, it's in the,
I don't know if that's
the New Forest kind of area, isn't it? Or that neck of the woods. There's a lot of greenery around it. It's not sort of lots of chimney pots, as you would say.
Good business, this.
So let's say, for example, when you have an acquisition day, sale day, exit day, whatever you want to call it.
We call it a
liquidity
day.
event.
A liquidity event. Yeah.
I'm a long way away from it, so I don't need to know the acronyms at this point in time. A liquidity event, is that the sort of company that you go, I'm going to help that? I'm going to get involved in that.
Yeah, I think comes over very trustworthy, professional, but he's obviously
there's some reasons
glass ceilings above
100%.
himself. But sometimes I think if a good investor comes in and says, "Look, if you do this, this, and this," he's a manager, isn't he? He's more manager than entrepreneur.
Yeah.
But when you put fuse two together, great things can happen.
I think you're about to forget. We're about to forget to do the 8 traits of the great. Should we do it? So if you're a regular listener or watcher of the show, James Sinclair's loving the tunes today, then every single time on the podcast, whenever we remember, we like to do what we call the 8 traits of the greats, and where we find out all of the great things about great entrepreneurs. We rate them, we rank them, and we put them into a chart that matters absolutely zero, but we just do it for our own entertainment purposes more than anything else. James Sinclair, are you ready to do the 8 traits of the greats for today's guest, Mark?
So, number 1 trait for great entrepreneurs is starting with the end in mind. No.
He does not. No, can't have that one.
Number 2, passionate about their cause. I actually do think he weirdly cares very much about repairing stuff.
I think he does. Do you know what's really strange as well? Was the fact that he's a foster parent as well. So the fact he's out on the road doing things 14
I just want
jobs
to go
a
and
day.
find him and shake his hand because foster carers looked after my sister. My mum had MS and they were Anne and Rod. They never listened to this podcast. I'm sure it's not their bag. Only weird entrepreneurs want to listen to this one. This weird community's here for you.
So your sister was in foster care?
Yeah, and I stayed with them sometimes.
Did
at
you
weekends.
really?
Yeah, and they're amazing human beings.
They're just good people, aren't they?
Great people. I'd like to give him 8, just knowing he's a...
Should we just give him 8 then?
No,
Because you can.
Because we're not doing the 8 traits of great foster carers. We're doing the 8 traits of great entrepreneurs.
Fair enough.
But it's passionate about their cause. I am going to give him a 1 for that.
Yeah, for sure.
Number 3, untold amounts of resilience. Don't know, is there any...
He keeps talking about this mortage thing, this horrific mortgage. Like,
No,
if
we're
you
not giving him
No,
that.
you can't have that. No.
They master relationships with people.
I think he's a foster parent. He must
have, yeah. Okay,
master
we give him
relationships,
that. Number 5, commercial awareness. No.
Absolutely not.
They innovate so they don't evaporate. No.
No, you can't have that one either.
Master marketeers. No.
Nope.
But he's teachable and curious because he's come on the podcast.
Absolutely. So, for it doesn't matter because you win no prizes for it. But Mark has got himself a 3. Meaning he's just behind Alan Johnson from the coach that we had on a few weeks ago. He's also just behind Chris from Gecko Products.
But what I would like to say about this gentleman...
We've got to turn this into like a scorecard thing.
But what I would like to say about Magic Mark is...
Is that what we're calling him now? Magic Mark?
What
We
I would
remember
like-
for June 10th, we've got to call him Magic Mark.
What I would like to say about him is I think he could massively score higher in quite quick succession.
Yes. He's got some mindset things to get
That's
over.
exactly it, yeah.
And once he does, he'll be off to the races.
All this, I had such a big
21 years.
mortgage.
It's been 21 years out here by himself.
Like, because I've got a big mortgage. Like entrepreneurs, he ain't got a big mortgage. I've got a big mortgage.
Trust me.
And trust me.
I say that with zero pride.
Yeah.
It's excuse-itis, isn't it? Like you said at the beginning.
Yeah.
With the best will in the world, you don't know what you don't know.
No.
You can't see the blind spots you don't know there. But he is, it's not a difficult business to replicate. He's already got himself in there. He's got a great reputation. He's in with a couple of housing associations. He drastically needs to change his website and a little bit of SaaS, like I say, in the back end to sort out and optimise the jobs. He'll be off to the races.
Yeah, I think him coming to my events, he's going to meet some great people. He can't help but rub off on you, can he?
I think also do you know what, weirdly, I think when he's in, you can't call him Magic Mark and then say rubbing off on people. But also, I think when he's in the rooms with the sorts of people that are around your events,
Yeah.
like there's some businesses that are actually quite complicated. They are quite hard to scale. They are quite technical. This is just dead easy. You just got to have the willingness and the guts to bankroll someone's salary for 2 months. That's kind of it, isn't it, really?
Yeah. And you don't even have to do that. But the reason I said to him to do that is because you can just tell from talking to Mark that he's the man that's got... his tools are put away like a surgeon puts his stuff away. I don't even.
Oh yeah, he wipes down his screwdriver as he puts it away,
and he's got all the lines around where the tools need to go. I can tell he's that.
Where's me 13 mil Phillips?
Yeah,
where is that 13 mil Phillips gone? Yeah,
he is that man, and that is pure management style. He's a repairer of washing machines.
Yeah.
He's doing 14 a day, and he's getting 80% hit rate on repairs. He knows, and he needs to find.
He'd be such a great teacher of the next generation of these as well, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
And
he's an engineering mind, that's why he needs to have these people with him so he can coach them. There will be out there. Yeah. Well, my concern for him, and if you listen back to this, Mark, is you're going to recruit someone, you don't like them, you get rid of them, and then you're just going to tar all 65, 70 million people in the UK with the same brush.
Oh, young people don't like working.
No.
They haven't got the right attitude.
And let me tell you now, I've got young people and old people work for me, and I've got amazing young people, amazing old people. I've got young people that need help and old people that need help.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Oh, I hope he does it. I hope he goes out there and does it.
Yeah.
Is it interesting as well when someone sort of respects the opinion of someone? Like what you've said there, I think generally could make a difference to this guy.
Yeah.
There's not many times that something comes out your mouth and I'm like, that could make a difference. But today, I think you've done it. Here we go. Here you go. Here comes a shirt comment. Come on, get it out.
No, I genuinely feel. I genuinely feel like, that we might have made some big movements for someone here today.
Imagine the ripple effect of a guy like that who's got a heart as big as that. Imagine if he could get foster kids coming out of foster care and he can help train them in something tangible that they can go and turn a quid with. Now we're talking.
Now we're talking, baby.
If you've enjoyed this podcast episode, please feel free to rate, review and subscribe. 5 stars only. We don't accept anything less than 5 stars. And click the little thumbs up button on YouTube. And if you've got any further thoughts or ideas of what Mark could do, leave it in the comments, because guests come back to the episodes, they read the comments.
Yeah, the comments are powerful. The
really good comments.
Just a little shout out as well. If those of you that don't know, we run...
Michael Frackerwick dressed as James Sinclair.
We run 2 YouTube channels. We've got this one, the podcast channel, and then t'other one, which is the main one.
T'other one.
That we started 7 years ago, which is where I put my other content. And if
most underrated YouTube channel on the internet. I'm chucking it out there.
Thanks, mate. But if you've discovered us via the podcast, which I believe there is those people now, please go and check out the other channel, because there's amazing, very different content to this about me running my businesses, and there's some great learns there as well on that channel.
Your latest one at the time of recording, the ice cream one, brilliant content. I just think you two, you and Chuds together, are just genius.
Oh,
there you go.
That's nice.
That's all I've got to say. I also love how enthusiastic you are about different paints in dinosaur parks. I mean, look, it looks like a rock. You can't believe how light it is. It looks like a rock.
There you go.
If you haven't got
so you're going to have to go and check out the main channel to find out exactly what I'm talking about.
When you go there, you will see what I'm talking about, though.
Yeah. Thanks very much, gang.
Bye.
See you in the next one. Thanks for watching today, gang. I hope you enjoyed the show. Now, look, we're looking for some great businesses to come on the podcast. If you've got challenges, but you're desperate to grow your business and you can't necessarily work out how to do it on your own, you'll be a perfect candidate to come here on the podcast. It's absolutely free to come on the show. Go to my website, jamessinclair.net, and there's a podcast button. Click on the podcast button, fill in the application form, and we'll do our very best to get you on the show and try and grow your business. If you're loving the podcast, make sure you subscribe to the channel by clicking here. And why not give this one a watch? I think you'll like it.